Hello, hi, yeah, welcome, god damn it, welcome. Uh, if you know Kings of Comedy, then you'll know exactly where that is from. Yeah, it is me again, cooking again, at night, which is something that I do not do. The reason I'm adjusting so much is because I never make cooking videos and YouTube videos at night. Hence all the... Ooh. So, you see what I mean? When I say I do not make videos at night, this is what happens. It is the weirdest thing. I've got my lights on, but then according to YouTube, the background should be dark, but then there should be lights as well. I don't know. So this is me testing out backgrounds. This is me testing out nighttime videos. The reason being, it's actually all your guys' fault. If I look pale and tired right now, it's because I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. Yeah. I never thought in my career that I would be on our national radio station. I was on SAFM this morning talking about my queen at 4:30 in the morning during a lockdown where we are not allowed to go anywhere. It is the weirdest thing. Everything's just surreal right now. But the reason I say it's your fault is because that video of me making my queen is literally everywhere. I mean, people tagging me every day on maybe 5 maquinha. I don't think a day goes by without at least 5 people tagging me on maquinha.
That makes sense. Doesn't that sound? It sounds right, no? That sounds right. I think that's right. Les the chef, I'm following your...
And I'm not complaining because I said you guys must do that. And I love seeing you cooking at home. It's just crazy though, the attention that has got. And it's also brought positively business my way. Corporates have noticed and have asked to partner with me, which is why I'm recording this at night. During the day now, I'm a bit too busy to be recording stuff anymore. The past few days I've just, like, it's admin I've been doing and a lot of writing and a lot of responding to things, and that takes out a lot of my day, which means I can't be doing these videos, which is why I'm testing this out at night. Yeah, I hope it works. I hope I don't look too weird, because I do not like nighttime cooking. The only time I cook at night is for events and functions, and when I was working in the restaurant and hotel world. Yeah, speaking of which, guys, please support where you can. I know some restaurants are offering a voucher system where you buy a voucher and then later on when they are open you can go redeem that voucher. That helps because it allows them to pay salaries, it allows them to pay their rent, it allows them to pay any debts they may have. And people think because under lockdown 4 restaurants are allowed to serve takeaways, that it is a lifeline. It's a lifeline only to restaurants who sell takeaways anyway, who've been selling takeaways before the lockdown, because their business model is designed around them being as low cost as possible. So they do not have all the crazy overheads a sit-down restaurant would have. They're literally designed to have a cheap menu, cheap ingredients, consistent supplies of those cheap ingredients, and profit making from just that limited menu. So what tends to happen when you're on that app, you're going to see what you know, the chicken place or the burger place, and then here comes Les the Chef's restaurant. Les the Chef's restaurant is used to selling you a plate of food at maybe, let's say, 130 bucks or something like that, and that would be one of the cheaper types of foods. And now that 130, they have to add that markup for the delivery company, and okay, that takes 130 plates, and I don't know, is it a 50% or 20% markup? I don't know how it works. And then you add all of that and so what you as a a consumer at home, when you're looking through that app, because there's a whole lot of normal takeout places, and then here comes there's the chef's restaurant, you're going to like, okay, I want to support Les the Chef, but you're looking at the price of this one. For a plate here at my restaurant, you can get a whole family bucket at this thing. I mean, logic, only some people would be willing to pot and support that Les the Chef one plate for the same price as a bucket. And there's very few people who can do that financial and I won't say logical, but supportive gymnastics in their head. And if you do, you probably only do it maybe once or twice. You're not going to be doing it every day. Whereas a sit-down restaurant makes their money every day. They need to every day. So that's why under lockdown 4, yeah, we are still in the gag. We are still in the gag. And we will be in the gag for a very long time unless people follow the rules and they do not spread this damn virus. And there's a certain province, ironically, there's the province that has got the fancier restaurants, that's got the restaurants that are used to being busy every day and full every day. That is the province in South Africa that has gone and become the epicenter for this thing. So if those people would stop fighting and arguing about surfing and stop fighting and arguing about doing things at certain hours of the day and just stayed home and stop spreading the virus, then we can actually get back to normal much quicker. I mean, it's not difficult, it's not rocket science. I mean, it's just logical common sense. I know some of the rules are crazy. I'm being political on the food channel, but yeah, we have to, because if we're not political and complaining as people in our industries, then people don't understand what we are going through. And when a restaurant shuts down, it's not just a restaurant that shuts down, it's all the suppliers who supply it, the drivers, the waiters. It's a lot of people behind there. So please stay home, please look after yourself and stop fighting rules, guys. I know we are rebellious by nature. I'm rebellious by nature, but with this, I need to actually focus. And I can't go anywhere as a type 1 diabetic, that's the other thing. I get out there, I'm gonna die. So it needs to disappear so that I can live life again. Anyway, enough about the politics. Let's make some fried chicken. Do not call this hot wings because these people will come and sue you. If you want the proper recipe for this, go to this website here and then click on the blog link and it will take you to my blog. Thank you to the 1 million people who have visited my blog. Yeah, 1 million. I wish I had one rhyme for each one of them. But I digress. That's not what I do, and that's not why I do what I do. But thank you. I'm glad that you're learning stuff from me, and I'm glad that you're enjoying my content. Taking the snobbery out of food is what we're doing. This is how we make fried chicken, or how I make fried chicken. Okay. Because I'm shooting at night, yeah, there will be shadows. This is why I do not like shooting at night, but anyway, we're here. And fried chicken is not as simple as people assume. You buy it, go KFC, you know how they love to boast, hey, we've got 1,000,001 ingredients and whatnot in their recipe. They are not kidding. To get fried chicken 100% correct, you need a lot of things. Over here we've got eggs, we've got buttermilk. We're gonna mix these two. I know some people always ask, do you really need buttermilk? Yes, you do. If you really want it to be that authentic, crispy, outside crunchiness, buttermilk is your friend. Not just for chicken. If you're making schnitzel, if you're making anything that is crumbed, buttermilk will always be your friend. Okay. And then egg, we mix the two. You'll see when I do that. In here, this over here is garlic. Okay, these are the spices I'm going to be adding. This is smoked paprika. This is a spice blend that I've made. It's got a bit of sea salt. There's black peppercorns in there. There is dried rosemary. There is dried chilli. flakes. There is dried herbs as well, some coriander in there, and paprika a little bit. I like the taste of paprika. It adds smokiness, hence me adding extra paprika. Okay, this is smoked Spanish paprika, not just normal paprika. This is sea salt, fine sea salt. You want it to be fine because if you use flaky sea salt, it's just going to dissolve into the oil and fall off the crumb. Okay, so fine sea salt. This is a mixed herb. It's a blend of mixed herbs. It's a commercial one. Over here is a garlic and mixed herbs. So it's dried garlic and mixed herbs. I'm using both of them because I like the taste of that one. It's inner Palmans. Yeah, as I said, I don't use commercial herb blends. That is the only commercial herb blend that I use. And this is a barbecue spice. Okay. And in here, these are normal breadcrumbs. Some people would make fried chicken with just breadcrumbs. That's fine, but I found that the coating of the chicken is then too thin, and a lot of it just disappears into the oil. That is why what I do is make a 50-50 mix. This over here are crumbled cornflakes. So I take 50%, 50-50, half of this and that, and we mix them together. And that is how I get my crunchy crust on my chicken. Over here we've got normal cake flour. Please do not use self-raising flour. Just normal cake flour with nothing in it. And in here is corn flour. Maizena, if you're in South Africa, maizena. I think they also sell it in Europe. Okay. Also 50-50. So for every 100 grams of normal cake flour, you'll use 100 grams of corn flour. Corn flour makes a crispy crust, whereas cake flour will make a crust, but it will make it a soft one. So when you mix the two, they interact together and you get an awesome crust. So it's a double dip. You'll see when we start dipping and we work through the, I say we like there's someone with us, but anyway, and I say us like the YouTube. Anyway, so normally what I would do is boil my chicken wings, or not boil, but simmer them in a chicken stock. If you have chicken stock, then do that rather, but I do not have chicken stock. So what I'm going to do is just simmer it in water with lemon juice. This is lemon juice over here, and garlic and some salt. Okay, that's just to put flavor into the flesh of the meat. It's better with chicken stock because it adds a chicken flavor to the meat, which is what you want. But because I don't have that, I'm going to be adding a bit of lemon and garlic, which is also nice, so you can play around with that. That's just at the beginning. Yes, you need to boil your chicken. I've tried this recipe, fried chicken without boiling or simmering my chicken wings before, and it means you have to deep fry them for longer, which tends to result in a very, very burnt crust, which is not what you want with this. So you want the flesh to be flavorful, hence us simmering it and adding ingredients to the simmering water. Don't just boil it in plain water. Okay, so yeah, anyway, those are the ingredients. Let's get cooking. I was actually about to remove everything, but let me show you what you need to do just to get it out the way. So you're going to need 3 bowls. One bowl is for your cornflakes and your breadcrumbs. So do it at the beginning, get it out the way. Half and half. So those are the cornflakes in there. There go the breadcrumbs. Okay, and then into that a bit of salt as well. You'll always be adding salt to stuff. A bit of salt, not too much because there's salt in other things. Okay, those are your breadcrumbs and your cornflakes mix. All stirred up. Set it aside. And then you need a bowl of your flour dip mix. The flour one is the one that has all the flavor now. Okay, so cornstarch in there, flour in there, and then your garlic flakes. I'll put this recipe that I'm doing here underneath. That's about a tablespoon. I'm gonna add this about a tablespoon as well. I'm gonna add all my paprika because paprika doesn't really have a chili taste to it. This is my mixed herb, about a tablespoon as well. This is my garlic and herb, also about a tablespoon, chef tablespoons. And then my barbecue spice, also about a tablespoon. Okay. You need this to be very flavorful because this is where your coating is going to have all the flavor. Okay, so don't be shy, don't be scared that you're adding too much. It absorbs a lot of these flavors, and this is where you add them all. So you mix that up, and then your salt, also about a tablespoon. It looks crazy. It's American style cooking, and yeah, American style cooking tends to have a lot of things in it if you want soul food. Cool, make sure it's all mixed together. Don't be like me, don't use your hand, use a spoon. I'm cooking for myself, I'm not following recipes. So here we go. In there we've got our breadcrumbs, in there we've got our flour and spice mix. And then in here, 2 eggs to about, I'm going to put half of this. This is 500 ml. I'm going to put 250 ml to 2 eggs. Okay, let me just wipe my hands. I really do not like shooting at night. It does not look good. So in there, that is about 250 ml. It's half of the bottle. And then your 2 eggs. Oopsie. I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so your 2 eggs into there. Let the chicken set aside. This chicken has been cooked for about 15 minutes. It's just making sure it's cooked through. If you've made it into buffalo wings or you've portioned it into smaller, literally even 5 minutes is enough. Okay, I just wanted to cook out all the fat in the skin. Because even though we are deep frying, I don't want it to be too fatty. The longer you simmer it in there, the more fat will dissolve out of the chicken. But please note, if your water is not flavored enough, you are going to have a bland chicken. So throw in as much seasoning as possible. Not too much salt though, but seasoning and herbs and things to flavor your meat as much as possible. If you can brine it overnight, you can do that as well. We are about to do our 3-step coating. That is the egg and buttermilk. This over here is our flour and corn flour and herb and spice mix. And this is our breadcrumb and cornflakes, sorry. So the first thing you want to do, I'm just going to put it all in there. Get all my chicken into the buttermilk. And then coat it well. This is actually a lot easier if you're doing it with someone else. You'll notice I'm using one hand for this buttermilk and flour mix. I'm going to use my other hand for the last step. Cool. The first one is coated in flour. Shake as much of that flour off, set it aside. Grab the next one, coat it in as much flour, and then shake it off, set it aside. Okay, so now you grab your coated chicken that's got your flour coating and coat it again in your buttermilk, coat it in your breadcrumbs and your shake as much of that off as possible and into the oil. Same process, do it for all of them. Coat it as much, shake it off, into there it goes. Get it coated nicely, shake it off, into the oil. Fried chicken.